I don't feel like you're using the ground enough as a force position, like to jump out of that ground. I feel like what you're doing is you're sliding across it this way.
Yeah.
There, beautiful. Love that.
What do you make of this, Dan? What do you make of this?
I ran away from heartbreak. Got nothing in return for
A lot of people think it's their driving, or they think it's this part of the game, or actually it's finding themselves, it's something else. Which is why I kind of like to start down here, especially on these sort of sessions.
I think just look at general swing mechanics, really, making it as efficient as I can. Maintenance, if you like. It would be nice to, get a nice perspective on where we're going with it. I've got a few tendencies that I do, which I can match up, but it takes practice and maintenance a little bit.
Yeah. I say this to Lester a lot. There's no problem with having a fault as long as you can manage that fault.
It's the devil you know, isn't it?
Yeah,
I had a really nice run. I practiced all winter. That was daily, probably 5-ish hours a day.
What's the deal generally with somebody of your age? Because I'm not aware physically, as far as teaching, even like on tour. Like you, would you be encouraged to practice 5 hours a day, or would you not? Would you practice more on technique versus strength training?
I think it would come down to the personality of the individual.
Yeah.
So, for example, like my brother, who's a very good player, he needs to practice because he needs to know that with his practice time, it's sinking into him, Whereas for me, when I practice, what happens is my expectation levels of my performance goes up.
Yeah.
And then when you get out on the golf course and you don't start hitting the shots that you expect him to hit, then the confidence drops.
Yeah.
So some players are going to be wanting to, go to the gym and think that they're the strongest player out there.
Yeah.
And other guys just will not go to the gym.
Yeah.
Okay, let's we're going over and just get a few balls over there. I just want.
should have paid attention. You would have been the obvious choice.
Which is kind of why I like to bring people down here to start off with.
Yeah.
I want to see how they react down here compared to when I put you in the studio.
I've always, from a young age, I've always been a Greg Norman slider, hip slider.
Yeah.
And
when you practice that, you can manage that fault.
you can move,
So I was thinking about when you're talking about sliding and things like that. How was your low point? How was your strike performance?
Yeah, well the trouble is the shot that would come in is that smother, and so if I had a particularly bad lie, I would never be attacking that as I would like to. Things aren't going well that day and it's got a bad lie, I would always kind of save with my hands. I'd scuff it down the middle because you save it, and that's not where I wanted to go. And I feel like the hip area, legs, is really important. It's something that certainly my generation overlooked for forever. So.
And then you feel like you have to hold it off to stop the face from flipping too much?
A little bit, a little bit, and especially if I'm getting sort of super excited, I'm going this way, I feel like I've definitely got to do that then. And I kind of get this a bit.
Okay, so your weight, okay.
We saw it on like a video we did the other week, and I was just like...
You have little episodes, you do have little sort of runs of it,
Like
little foot slide. I'd be like, what was that?
She knows my game so well.
It would be quite noticeable to me. And again, for play of your standard, like, that's an odd thing, but...
Held on to it though. Is that the one-footed swing?
That's a 1 footer.
I want to see that played back.
Because certainly if I get this little tilt like going that way,
it's
very difficult, and sometimes I do this as well. So I'll go down, and that little squatty thing puts me off balance and in a position where it's basically just all my hands and feel to get me back to that position. See what I mean?
You've got a trigger. You've got a small bump to the right, haven't you?
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
And we all have something to get us going.
Is that a destructive? Are triggers
Well,
sometimes fine, but sometimes destructive?
Can set the foundation of where his swing is going to go,
Right.
but it's more this.
Right.
That is the first thing that wants to go on you when you
Yeah.
talk about your little slide.
Yeah, and that's that.
Tiny,
And probably
tiny,
more so with
tiny.
a longer club.
Yeah. I mean, it's not. Again, I'm not going to jump all over you with that at all. It's what you do.
Well,
It's in your DNA, really.
That just catches my slide to stop me from going off balance, I think.
Yeah.
Do you see, am I doing that with my knee as well? Am I going down?
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
So
See, it
what you're
doesn't-
actually doing is, and I don't feel like you're using the ground enough as a
Agreed.
force position, like to jump out of that ground. I feel like what you're doing is you're sliding across it
Agreed.
this way.
Yeah.
Whereas if we could get you to feel like you were getting more down this way and pulling that back, because that will stop you sliding. So if you do this, that will it will keep your right leg kind of flexed.
Yeah.
And if you could feel like this hip first position, like we don't want it to feel like you're doing this.
Yeah.
Like that's not what we want to feel. I don't want you to feel like you're reverse pivoting on there.
Yeah.
And such. I want this right leg to feel like the hip goes back, it pulls the knee in slightly, and that means you can get down more and then come up out.
Yeah. Is that it? I'm not using my feet very well, you know, the whole... It seems from waist down there's a problem.
The key area there is more as you're coming through in that one, so the older swing, should we say?
Yeah, yeah.
The one where you keep your head behind. You're very much the leg is wanting to, instead of transferring in,
Yeah.
it's wanting to just to pop out this way.
Yeah, right. There's no
stepping up.
force there.
Which is where when we start to look down the line for you there.
Yeah.
This is the one.
Well, that's the other one. Yeah, I want the.
Well, for me,
I want the left
for
half.
me,
Yeah.
that's the main one.
Yeah, I like that one. Yeah, that's the.
Because that is you struggling to manage face to par.
Yeah. Flipping them that way, and it's
Yeah.
just saving everything. Which
Correct.
for
So-
me is brakes on the swing as well.
Absolutely. That's the main focus that you've got to get in. But what happens with the backswing side of it
Nose is stepping.
is by putting yourself in a poor position back in the backswing, it
Yeah.
can set up to get you there where you may struggle to get back to that position.
Do you
on the
think my trouble is if I feel like I'm dropping,
way. Yeah.
I feel like it's very hard for
So
me to manage
it's going
that.
to feel for you. It's going to feel like you're going to bring that straighten that right leg as
Yeah.
you come back, but you're going
And
to bring
then
that
at some
shoulder
point, what am I going to do? Going to go
from
for a,
here. You're going to want to jump left there, but you've got to keep that handle forward as you come out. You're going to exit. Feel like you're exiting left as you come through the swing. Okay. Yeah. What do you reckon your angle of attack is on a north? So you're around 5 degrees down,
5 down,
coming down on a 7-0, which is fine. It's certainly not sweepy, is it?
No, it's not sweepy.
So it kind of takes that sweepy feeling.
Yeah, okay.
So you are compressing down onto the
Okay.
Again, on that last swing, I want you to kind of get the feeling from here, feeling as though as you're coming this, I want you to pull that way.
Yeah, okay.
So it's not going to be that action.
Yeah.
It's going to feel
Okay.
that action. So this handle, you're going to feel like that handle wants to exit.
Shall I try and cut a couple off and
Left.
see if it gets going?
And what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to stop you from flipping this face too much.
Yeah.
Because I think your swing is actually pretty tidy as in the deliveries. There.
Like that felt left foot. What I tend to do then is I almost kind of collapse and hit out the toe, as opposed to getting a good turn and extension.
I feel as that goes back that really
So
straightens
going
out.
back and down a bit.
That's it.
That sort of
That's
thing.
the feeling. Closer.
Felt pretty good actually.
Just hit. So we're going to go to that little red flag in front of us here. So you're going to hit some sort of like 70, 80 yard hitchy kind of actions, but you're going to feel from there that it's definitely holding off.
Little jump and a hold off, yeah?
There you go. Use the ground. Okay, right, how did that feel?
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
feel.
That was good. Yeah, that felt good.
How do you sense when something feels good? Do you feel it through the ball feels back to you as you hit it?
Well, we can tell where we hit it on the club face pretty much, whether it's higher or lower in the middle. But with those ones, it's just a case, especially with me, that everything is clearing out the way, rather than getting stuck in the way.
Because I'm making him change, because I'm getting him to change from the norm. I'm after feedback from obviously how that feels, as in when he makes that change. Does it feel like he's doing it?
Yeah.
And then how does the strike performance? What's the feedback off the strike side of it from there? So that's what I'm trying to get from him. So that's when I ask those questions.
Yeah.
Try and hit a few high cuts on the way. Not high, but as in you're still going to feel like as you're attacking that ball, I want you to feel like you're attacking it that way.
So I'm going to a high pull across sort of thing.
Correct. That's the feeling on the way down. There. Right. What did that?
Yeah, that's doable. I feel like it might go 20 yards less.
Okay, just go again.
That was a good strike.
I was going to say that's 2 very good strikes in a row there.
Yeah, I mean it's very much an opposite feeling, but I feel like I'm managing it this way, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I sort of feel like I'm clipping it that direction,
okay.
Which is fine if it works, definitely. It's definitely something I could do.
You look different.
Like for me, it sort of doesn't feel covered. Yeah.
The club head feels like it's back here.
Yeah.
You're going to get into
only
that
one way.
position as you're going to come through.
Yeah.
Which is why when you see yourself down the line at impact, especially with drivers, you're going to see almost that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is where your inconsistencies will come. Don't get me wrong, you're still going to play great golf.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying, totally.
There are days where you're going to come out and you're just going to be, you've got out on the wrong side of bed or whatever it is, and you're just not on it the way you would be, and you're just going to hit big shapy shots that are kind of hard to manage them. So based on the swing itself, what do you think is causing you to lose that yardage?
With that particular shot?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not off in the club face. I almost feel like I'm going in it from that angle, because that's what I'm thinking. When you say it went high, I'm kind of managing it so I go in here and flipping it up that way, if you know what I mean. Whether I am or not, I don't know.
Absolutely, so you're delivering like between 8 and 10 degrees more loft.
Okay, so that's
which is why you're feeling like you're losing 2 clubs worth.
Yeah, and it's that sort of spinny up.
Yeah, because your angle of attack is still 3 or 4 degrees down.
Right. Okay.
So all you're doing is delivering a fraction more loft.
Yeah.
Which in turn is giving you a little bit more spin loft.
Yeah.
And therefore that's where you're losing that little bit of yardage. So you're delivering 2 clubs more.
Right.
2 clubs less.
Yeah.
So you're delivering a 9-iron when you could be delivering a 7-iron.
It's very apparent with the irons, that sort of thing, because they really can clip up.
But what's interesting is that when you deliver in your normal swing, you're delivering around, that set of irons there. What have you got in there? Eye blaze. So you're going to be around 34 degrees in loft.
Right.
With that one there, so it's pretty traditional.
Yeah.
Your delivery of loft by the time you come into impact is at around 23, 24, sometimes 25 degrees with the shots that you've been hitting.
Right, yeah.
But I think it's the fact that a lot of the time you're coming into out quite a bit and shutting the face down.
Yeah.
So it's not because you're delivering that loft forward this way.
Correct.
It's because you're turning that face in as you come through, which is why you're getting those loop shapes.
Right. Yeah.
And then obviously you're gaining yardage by the wrong way.
Yeah.
So what I want to try and get now is, can we get that same swing, but delivering that handle just that fraction further forward at impact? So feeling like you're going to take that loft off, but still trying to hit that flight that we've kind of figured out is giving you that better angle through the ball.
Okay. So
Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. So we want to hit like a lower spinner higher, really.
Correct. You're trying to create that same action, but you're just going to try and trap it maybe just that fraction more as you come down through. Okay, feel.
Yeah, I mean,
completely different flight. Like the
totally
flight is,
that is
barely moving.
Yeah, that's a really good.
It's
felt
absolutely.
nice.
So that swing there, you've now delivered. You delivered 4 degrees less loft. So you got it down to 29 degrees, which, to be fair, with a 7-iron, launching it at 19.5.
Right.
You know, your launch with a 7-iron, you want, I think, between probably 18 and 19.5 degrees. So that's at the top end of where we want to be. If we can get that down maybe 2 more degrees in a loft point of view, then you're still going to generate the yardage that you want.
Yeah. So we're going down this way, still.
Yeah.
And then like that.
That's the feeling that you want to try and get. That's what you're feeling. It's not actually going to. You're not going to see that on camera in that way. It's just giving you that space to exit that club left as you come through. Closer. Got good clearance there with the body.
Did it? Yeah, it felt
28 degrees in loft. Now we're moving it in the right direction. I just want that exit to be a little bit further left. So I want your start position not as far right. I want it to feel like it's starting more.
Oh yeah, because I forgot about trying to fade it as well. Just trying.
There, beautiful.
Yeah, if I can think about the hold off fade.
And that's like you've got a 1 yard draw. There.
Yeah.
And
That feels like a fade to me.
Hold off
That's
fade.
my hold off fade, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I felt nice there. I felt everything got in a good position.
Start position.
Is it? Right, okay. If I can eradicate, what, 4 bad shots? Yeah.
Well, you haven't got many shots to play with, have you? So. Love that.
Yeah, I like that one.
Absolutely love that.
Yeah, I like that one.
Like
It's
to
nice,
me,
it's clear,
to me, you've got the more you can get that body to rotate better through the ball, the
Agreed.
less you're going to get that club face rotating too much. And it's going to quieten that club face down, that needs to become part of you because that's when you can start to play more consistently.
Yeah. There's a lot more control in it when it lands on the green. And
yeah. You're going to fear that lefty shot there.
yeah.
So you're going to bail.
Yeah.
So you'll start shuffling around to the right a bit more.
Yeah.
Okay, and you know as well as I do, if you keep moving that path more and more to the right, you keep closing the body down, you're only going to restrict your hips coming through as you turn through the shot. So you're either going to hit a big block out to the right, or you're then going to drop kick it and overhook it back into, you're going to get a massive shape.
Oh, my management is like,
it's
unbelievable. Yeah.
And I want you to face your fears.
Yeah.
So I want you to stand on that hole, and I want you to be starting up at the flag and just drifting it 4 or 5 yards to the right and finishing right of it.
Yeah.
Instead of you almost getting more and more around
That way.
here, and then before you know it, you've overturned it.
And like you say, you don't even know you're doing it. You just shuffle and shuffle. The ball position changes.
It's a natural thing, especially if you're playing well. If you've got a decent score going.
Yeah, 1 pop zone.
You're coming down. It's getting better.
Right.
As you take it back, I want that slight, subtle feeling of that right leg just straightening. But don't be afraid of that club face just feeling like it gives you a bit more space on the way back.
So that way.
Because
that's another one with me. So I've done so many of those, it drags me along, and I think that's
will,
probably what's happened in the past.
It's a combination of that being a trigger, so feeling that right leg straightening out.
See, that's interesting because that is not a go-to thought I would have gone for, because I've always thought that because I do this, I want to get out of that, because I can't do anything from there, because my hips are locked, so I can't turn them.
Yeah.
And all I can do is just try and offer the club face. So obviously going down, I've got to go down and back, which is, probably a back one for me to actually go for it. Yeah, that's the one. Like that. Great.
It's a better strike when you get that right.
Yeah. When you say outside, do you mean inside?
So you're there, you're attacking it here.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Right. All right, got you.
There.
That. Yeah, that's the one.
That bit. That part of the ball, yeah?
Yeah. Got you.
You're trying to hit these lines almost, feeling for you.
So it's almost slightly over.
Yeah, that wording there, like slightly over the top, that is such a big feeling to you.
Yeah.
but we don't want to get clouded by the fact that you think that actually is
Is what's happening. Yeah.
Because it's so far away from the top of it.
Oh, you only got to try and swing like Matt Wolf and then look at your swing afterwards to know that.
But that last shot.
That was really good. Those last two were really good.
Is you are managing the loft so much better. That was one of your longest shots.
Right.
With no shape on it whatsoever.
No.
And you've almost been relying on more shape to give you the yardage.
Yeah. And the feeling of the speed as well.
Correct. Sure. Yeah. So to deliver to deliver 24 degrees of loft, still generating 6.9 in the spin. I mean, I know we're not really looking at spin at the moment, but you know, your delivery was so much better.
Yeah, that felt good, and that was definitely that's definitely a feeling now.
There, like just different flight, different strike, different flight. Start position so much straighter.
Absolutely.
Very good.
Much better, isn't it?
Right. Very good.
Yes, really.
And it's then
it's much better.
and it's then just trying to repeat that exercise.
Yeah.
You're getting good yardage, okay, as in what I would say is like the norm in your yardage from your club, because of your delivery of low loft,
right,
and the shape that you create.
Yeah.
You're maintaining as good a yardage now as what you brought in here. You're not sure, but you're maintaining that yardage but delivering it in a better way.
Yeah. I much prefer that. I totally, because that longer one is actually not effective. Because it's not carry often either.
No, it's a dippy one because you lose your spin.
And you get wind into that as well, and it's all...
Well, and so by you using the ground that fraction more, by getting it, instead of sliding across the ground, you're now getting into the ground to come up out of the ground. You're going to generate just that little bit more speed from the body. Yeah. And then you deliver a bit more loft. Not too much loft, but a little bit more loft, which then gives you a little bit more spin from the ball, and now you're starting to get control of that golf ball a little bit more. Yeah. The key for you is face management, face control. That for me is if I ask you to move path by 7 degrees there or 7 degrees, you will do it. You'll naturally do it. If I ask you to move face into different places, that's where I think you will struggle to manage that bit.
Definitely, yeah.
And I think by you trying to feel like you're neutralising that face and that rotation of the hands and the club face as you feel as you come through, and getting that club to travel in a better place, it's going to help you manage that so much better.
And that's absolutely, flush, didn't it? That felt totally manageable.
But I hope we've not gone too technical for you.
No, not at all. It's been perfect.
I'm not a big fan of going into too much of the technical side of things and going too deep.
Totally agree with you.
Go down rabbit holes that you never come out of, you know. But
absolutely, couldn't agree more.
A lot of the way when I coach, it's all feel and extracting information from you from when you're on the golf course and when you're trying to compete and you know, and then trying to bring that to here. Yeah. And then in turn, you've got to then take it back out there.
That's awesome. Dan, that was fantastic, wasn't it?
Yeah,
right. That was really good.
I enjoyed it.
I thought I want to play golf now.
Come on, let's go out there.
So as far as drivers are concerned,
it will be a similar thing. Do you want to go and have a little look at that?